Hey guys, this is Malinki. Welcome back to my channel Voice of Malinki. Today we will talk about connective tissue part 3, that is bones. And if you are new in my channel, please subscribe my channel, and if you like my video, please do like, comment and share my video. So let's talk about bones. So we have seen that connective tissue is of mainly 3 types: loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue and specialized connective tissue. So we have already talked about loose and dense connective tissue. And specialized connective tissue is of 3 types: cartilages, bones and blood. In the last lecture I have already talked about cartilages, and today I will talk about bones. So bones are actually hard and non-pliable. So bones are hard, that we all know, and non-pliable means these are non-flexible. Because if you want to bend the bones, can you? You can't. So bones are not flexible. Whereas in case of cartilages, we have seen cartilages are flexible. They are pliable, but bones are non-pliable. And the extracellular matrix. So bones also contain many cells like these, and they have the extracellular matrix ECM here in between these cells. So this extracellular matrix is made up of collagen fibers. These are made up of collagen fibers in case of bone, and these collagen fibers give strength to the bone. And here in the extracellular matrix, one more thing you will get, that is calcium phosphate. So calcium phosphates are also found in the extracellular matrix of bones. In case of cartilages, we have seen that collagen fibers were there, elastin fibers were there, and in these cases mainly you will get collagen fibers and calcium phosphate. And bones provide structural frame. They provide structural frame to our body, because our body structure is mainly made up of bones, right? They support and protect softer tissues and organs. So our softer tissues and organs are protected by bones. They are like caged in bones. So bones are protecting them. So suppose here are some organs and bones are like that. So here bones are protecting these organs. And limb bones serve weight bearing functions. So limb bones means the long bones which are present in our legs. So they serve weight bearing functions, because your whole body weight is sustained by the limb bones. They interact with skeletal muscles to bring about movement. So bones interact with some muscles and help in our locomotion. So these are some introduction characters and functions of bones. Now let's talk about the structure of bone. Okay, so this is a long bone, you can see here. This is the long bone, and in this long bone you will get many things. So first of all, this part, this is the main body of bone, that is called diaphysis. This part is cylindrical. Now here you can see this part is called epiphysis. So epiphysis is the end of bone. So 2 ends are there in the bone. The first end is called proximal epiphysis, and this second end is called distal epiphysis. So these two are epiphysis, and the central long cylindrical part is diaphysis, and here in between epiphysis and diaphysis, this is one more part, that is called metaphysis. So metaphysis is present here and here, that is the in between part that is present between epiphysis and diaphysis. Okay, and you can see this is the epiphyseal plate. This plate is the epiphyseal plate. So this plate is present in the metaphysis part. This is present in the metaphysis, that is called epiphyseal plate. This plate, why this is important? Because in this part bone cells are growing. So bone basically grows from this part, from this epiphyseal plate. And here you can see this is the articular cartilage. This part is called articular cartilage. So here is one articular cartilage, here is another articular cartilage you will get. So articular cartilages are present in the end part of the bone, and these cartilages are important because they prevent the friction between two bones. Suppose this is one bone and here also one bone is present. So in between these two bones, here are the articular cartilage, and this cartilage prevents the friction between these two bones. And next you can see that here is the membrane like structure that is present around the bone, that is called periosteum. Periosteum is nothing but an outer membrane that is present, that is surrounding the whole bone. And then we can see that here is the medullary cavity. So what is medullary cavity? So this part is basically the medullary cavity, that is the hollow part, and that is also cylindrical. The shape is like cylinder, right? So this is also cylindrical part, this is hollow part, that is called medullary cavity. And in this cavity you can see some round cells are there. So these are nothing but some adipose cells. These are adipose cells. These cells store fat. And here you can see some blood vessels. Some blood vessels are present in this medullary cavity. So this part is called yellow bone marrow. So in the medullary cavity there is a bone marrow, and that is called yellow bone marrow. And in this yellow bone marrow some adipose cells are present and some blood vessels are present. Okay, and next you can see this part. So an endosteum. So endosteum is one more thing, that is the covering, or membrane of this medullary cavity. So this medullary cavity that contains the yellow bone marrow, that has an outer covering, that is called endostea. Okay. And next we will see that red bone marrow is present here. Here is the red bone marrow, that is mainly present in the epiphysis area. In the epiphysis area you will not get yellow bone marrow, here we will get red bone marrow. So here you will see some bone like, some small tiny bones are present, some small tiny bone like structures are present here. These are called trabeculae. And in between these trabeculae you will get red bone marrow. And in red bone marrow, RBC, they will produce RBC, they can produce WBC, they can produce platelets. So these are produced by some cells, some stem cells, those are present in red bone marrow via a process that is called hematopoiesis. And this part is called spongy bone tissue. So this part is basically called spongy bone tissue. This is called as spongy bone tissue because here you will get some spaces, like that. Those are like sponges. So you will get some spaces between the red bone marrow. So this is called spongy bone tissue. And in this diaphysis area, you will get the space that is called compact bone tissue. So this part is called in the diaphysis compact bone tissue. So in contrary to the spongy bone tissue, compact bone tissue area, this is not at all spacious. So this is called as compact bone tissue because in contrary to the spongy bone tissue, in this compact bone tissue, all cells and all materials which are present in this area, they are very much compacted. You will not get any space between them. So this part is compact bone tissue, and here you will get something that is called osteon or Haversian system. So here you can see small red dot-like structures you can see here. Those are called osteon or Haversian system. So these are some repeating units because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 number of such repeating units are present. Those are called osteon or Haversian system. Now I will zoom this part, zoom these repeating units, and we will see that what is this osteon or Haversian system. So I am zooming this part and we can see this is the osteon, or you can also say it Haversian system. So in this system, this is the central canal. This is also called as osteonic or central or Haversian canal. This is the central canal system where the red blood vessel is running. That's why this is red color. This is the central part. Here you will get blood vessels in this Haversian canal. Now around this canal you will get some circular structure. So if this is the canal, you will get some circular structures like that. So these circular structures are called lamellae. They are called lamellae. And what are lamellae? So these are nothing but the extracellular matrix which are mainly composed of calcium phosphate. So calcium phosphates are accumulated here in this extracellular matrix, and those ring-like structures are called lamellae. These are lamellae. Now in between these lamellae, these parts are called lacunae. So these ring-like structures are lamellae, and in between these ring-like structures you will get the space that is called lacunae. And in that space, that is in the lacunae, you will get some cells, and those cells are actually called osteocytes. So osteocytes are some cells which are present in the space that is called lacunae. And in this lacunae you will get some canal-like structure like this. So these canal-like structures are called canaliculi. Canaliculi, they are some canal-like structures, and these canals are joining to the central canal. So these canaliculi they are coming from the lacunae and they join to the central canal. So what is their function? They actually connect osteocytes to the blood circulation, because osteocytes are cells, so they require their nutrition, they require oxygen, and they will get their nutrition, oxygen from blood, and that blood vessel is running through the osteonic canal, and these canaliculi are some canals who help these osteocytes to get those nutrition and oxygen from blood vessels. And these osteocytes, they release some waste materials because they are cells, and those waste materials are also going toward the osteonic canal where the blood vessels are there, and these things are happening by the help of these canaliculi. So this is the osteon or Haversian system. This total system is called osteon or Haversian system, and number of such osteon or Haversian systems are present in the compact bone tissue. Okay, and next is the types of bone cells you will get. So there are mainly 4 types of cells you will get in the bone tissue. First is the osteoprogenitor cells, then osteoblasts, then osteocytes, and then osteoclasts. So these are 4 types of cells. First is the osteoprogenitor cells. Osteoprogenitor, from the name itself, progenitor, you can understand that osteoprogenitor cells are stem cells. They can undergo division. They can undergo cell division enormously. So they are basically stem cells. And one thing is very important to remember, that osteoprogenitor cells are the only cells who undergo cell division, because osteoblasts, osteocytes, osteoclasts, they do not undergo any cell division. Osteoprogenitor cells are only cells who undergo cell division, and these cells are found in periosteum. So periosteum, you know, that is the outer covering of the bone. These cells are also found in endosteum. So endosteum is the covering of the medullary cavity. There also you will get these cells. And central canal, just now I have talked about the central canal of this Haversian system. So these cells are found in those central canal also. And these cells, when undergo cell division, they produce osteoblasts. So osteoblasts are generated from osteoprogenitor cells. So suppose this is the osteoprogenitor cell. This cell divides into 2, and these 2 are osteoblasts. So these 2 are osteoblasts. Okay, so osteoblasts are generated from osteoprogenitor cells, and these osteoblasts are bone developing cells because they synthesize and secrete extracellular matrix, and osteoblasts develop bone. And when osteoblast, suppose this is the osteoblast, so this cell is secreting some extracellular matrix like this. So this is the extracellular matrix. So this is the osteoblast, and this cell is secreting the extracellular matrix. When this osteoblast cell is captured by the extracellular matrix, this is called as osteocyte. So osteocyte is nothing but osteoblast plus its extracellular matrix. That is the mature bone cell. And last one is the osteoclasts. So osteoclasts derived from fusion of many monocytes. Many monocytes, they get fused to form osteoclasts, and these osteoclasts are mainly found in endosteum. Endosteum, that is the membrane of the medullary cavity, and these osteoclasts release lysosomal enzymes and acids that digest extracellular matrix. So these cells secrete enzymes and acids, and those stuff can digest extracellular matrix. So basically osteoclasts break down extracellular matrix and they break down bones. So osteoblasts are bone developing cells and osteoclasts are bone cleaving cells. They break down or cleave bones, and they basically repair bones. Osteoclasts are used to repair bone because they cleave old bone cells, and osteoblasts make new bone cells.